Um, Good evening. My topic is user authentication. So, I'll start with the presentation. I'll start with the presentation. So, what is authentication? Authentication is a process of identifying users that request access to a system, network, or a device. Access control often determines user identity according to their requirements like username and password. Other authentication technologies like biometrics and authentication apps are also used to authenticate the user identity. So the authentication modes are password based authentication, one time passwords, biometric authentication, facial recognition, fingerprint scanners, speech recognition, eye scanners, token based authentication. Passwords are the most common methods of authentication. Passwords can be in the form of string of letters, numbers, or a special character. To protect yourself, you need to create a strong password and include a combination of all possible options. However, passwords are prone to phishing attacks and a bad hygiene that weakens the effectiveness. An average person has about 25 different online accounts, but only 54% of the users use different passwords across the accounts. The truth is that there are a lot of passwords to remember. As a result, many people choose convenience over security. Most people use simple passwords instead of creating reliable passwords because they are easier to remember. The bottom line is that passwords have a lot of weakness and are not sufficient for protecting online information. Hackers can easily guess user requirements by running through all possible combinations until they find a match. Biometric authentication. Biometric authentication is a security process that relies on the unique biological characteristics of an individual. Here are the key advantages of biometric authentication. Facial recognition uh, matches different face characteristics of an individual trying to gain access to an approved face stored in a database. Facial recognition can be inconsistent when comparing to faces at a different angle or comparing people who look similar, like close relatives. Facial liveness, like ID and RDs, passive facial liveness, prevents spoofing. Fingerprint scanners, matching a unique pattern on an individual fingerprint. Some new versions of scanners can even access the vascular patterns in the people's finger. Fingerprint scanners use are currently the most popular biometric technology for everyday consumer, despite their frequent inaccuracies. This popularity can be attributed to iPhones. Speaker recognition, also known as voice biometrics, examines a speaker's speech pattern of the formation of specific shapes and sound qualities. A voice secure device usually relies on the standardized words to identify users, just like a password. Eye scanners include technologies like iris recognition, retina scanners. Iris scanners project a bright light towards the eye and search for a unique pattern in the colored ring around the pupil of the eye. The patterns are most compared to approved information stored in a database. Eye based authentication may suffer inaccuracies in a person wearing glass or contact lens. So, this is about the user authentication topic.